Taiko, in a way, has become my voice. As soon as I start playing taiko, it's like everything falls into place and my life makes sense. And the more that I perform, the deeper I feel what I'm doing. It's about connection and connecting with people. Those rhythms and those tones and those sounds are coming from somewhere, I know within me, but I feel like even beyond that, my ancestors are connecting with me through the drum. I am a musician and I compose music. I call my songs my stories because they all come from a place of emotion or feeling or experience, and those feelings turn into melodies and rhythms. Even as a child, I knew that I was different from everybody else. Music was always my security blanket, and there would be many, many nights that I would just shut myself in my room, even as a small child, and just play music loudly. I was never a lyrics kind of person. I could feel the music, and it gave me hope, which as a kid, you don't really understand what that means, but I knew everything was going to be okay. Because if I didn't have music as a kid, I don't know where I would be, or who I would be, or what I would be doing. My mom was the choreographer for the local Japanese dance troupe in Central Florida, and so I grew up going to all of those rehearsals and all the festivals, and there is a duo at the time, husband and wife, who I always saw playing. And she was so, I was always mesmerized by her because she's this woman playing these big, powerful drums, but she was so graceful. When I was a teenager, they actually asked my mom if they could train me because they were in need of people, and I was like, no, I could never do that. But my mom was so cool, she didn't force me. She just said, just sleep on it and tell me tomorrow. And so the next day I was like, all right, one rehearsal, but no promises. And so I went, and it was so different because I could hear melody in taiko, and I feel like it's the one percussion instrument that's a foreground percussion rather than a background. And the vibrations of the sounds from taiko are different. Like, you feel them here before you feel them here, where I feel like other percussion, you feel them here before you feel them here. I just fell in love with the art form and the expression that taiko is. As I got older and started performing, opportunities started coming up, and being in the entertainment business, sometimes you have to just find your path and learn what that is, and unfortunately there's no set of rules. It's not an equal opportunity employer. It's not a fair business. So there was this one show, and it was supposed to be a seasonal show, and that was, in big letters, taiko style drumming. And I was like, what? So I went, and I got hired, and initially it was a cast of 70 drummers, and I was one of the 24 main people. I was just so grateful and so proud, and it was super fun, and the show was successful, so they kept extending it. As it kept going, they would have to cut back on the volume, so the cast number kept getting smaller and smaller. And the very, very last cut, I got cut into the one-day category. And of course my feelings were hurt, but more importantly, I wanted to know, was it my lack of performance? What can I do to be better? And so I spoke with my leader, who said, you should be lucky you even got one day, because if it was up to me, you would have been cut altogether. These guys have paid their dues. They've spent their entire lives playing drum corps and doing drum corps, and you're just a taiko player. I realized at that time, I could be angry, but why? Moments like that, I've learned, are there to make you stronger and to push you even harder, and to prove, not to people, but to yourself, that you are worthy. I don't want to ever stop doing it, and even if my body might start, my arms might start falling off, I'll have to figure something out that time, because I can't imagine doing anything else for the rest of my life.